Hey, salut tout le monde, welcome to the channel. If you've clicked on this, it's because you've seen the thumbnail. You know what I want to build. I need a donor vehicle. Let's go get it. Fingers on the post, avocado and toast, leather seats, jet plane, always ready to go. I am back at Algonquin Equipment. As you've seen from the thumbnail, I'm about to embark on a very special, we're gonna call it the Spark Kart project, but I needed a donor vehicle. So I called Jake here. He had two available. One was a regular Spark, and then the other one was a Spark Trix. Both very similar units. The regular Spark basically had almost all of the options. It's got the brake and the reverse, so the IBR system. The only thing it doesn't have is the tilt, which I'm not sure if I'm gonna need or not, but if I do, they do sell a kit. It's between $400 and $500, and I'll be able to add that on. All right, so let's get this back home. Let's get it on the water. We're gonna do some baseline testing. I'm gonna play with it a little bit, see what the performance is like before doing any of the mods. Let's go. Just wanted to get a little bit of data. Basically, the only thing I could do was just top speed. According to the speedometer here, it looked to be around 80 kilometers an hour. But I just thought it'd be fun to have that data to compare once the build's done. So this summer hasn't gone quite according to plan. I think it's been almost 2 months since I recorded that intro, but that's because my wife and I have been pretty busy. We've been building this super unique A-frame that's actually just right over here. And so that's kept us a little bit busier than expected, which meant that this had to be put on hold, but we are now renting. It's there. Look it up. It's on Airbnb. Come and join us for some French River fun if you want to come and check it out and be our guests. So that being said, it's finally time to have some fun and to dig into this bad boy. To come off. I have no idea what this weighs. I've never removed this before. So it's got the steering linkage here. Oh yeah, okay. Now what? Okie dokie. Just like that, tops off. Step one. There's the engine. So I got the top off. It went pretty smooth, pretty easy for my first time. Next up, gotta pop out this gas tank. Let's go. So in order to get the seat where I want it, which is kind of as close to the engine as possible, this whole airbox assembly's gotta be moved. So at first I just tried to swing it out. That wasn't working. Loosen the intake hose clamp, and then that kind of set the whole airbox free in order for me to slide it off to the side. So next, once I had the airbox off to the side, it became obvious that that wasn't gonna work either. It sits too far up. So I've got everything moved off to the side and kind of loosely placed where I think things are gonna live. Looks like I've gained about 10 inches right here of seat room, so that is an absolute plus. This is the stock location for the battery. I think I want to try and kind of recreate this little pocket, but just do it on the side in this area here, just moving the battery here. In front of that, basically from here to here, I'm thinking maybe an aluminum plate that goes up well, that comes all the way across here and then kind of comes up like a L shape. The reason for that is I can mount this guy, whatever that is, to the plate. This to the plate as well. The CPU here is not going to be happy down here with the wiring harness. I'm happy with it like that. I think that would be best, and then it would be mounted to the side here. So I don't know. That's the plan for now. I am no expert, and I am figuring this out as I go. So let's keep taking some more stuff apart.
Big boost to my confidence, turn the attitude up to 100%. Big shot go off, yeah, I'm at it again. Yeah, my sweaty jacket always bringing the magic. I got the top pulled down and my automatic. You know my everyday life may sound dramatic, but when you got it like this, gotta make it a habit. Can't stop loving what I got. Ooh, yeah, it hits the spot. I'm feeling my
This is good. I am very excited to show you guys. This is kind of an idea that I had some time ago that I was visualizing, but it's also one of those things that you never know if it's going to work out until you actually see it in person. So, what the hell am I talking about? Well, there's going to be a seat here, which means that the steering angle is going to need to move up forward, something like this. So I need to cut this piece out so that I have this kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, but this hub, we'll call it. I'm going to cut it out, and then I'm going to figure out some way to mount. That's not the exciting part. This is the exciting part. If we pick this up, spin it, drop it here. That's the exciting part. So, like I said, this is the backrest of the seat. It's going to come up about 33 inches, which is somewhere around here. As you can see, what I love is just this line. So, I want to kind of salvage this line, but it's going to create, it's going to be very multi-purpose. So, obviously, this part's going to be cut out. This is going to be modified, this top part, because the speedometer is not going here. The desk post, that's going to be moved. But this is going to solve a couple of problems. Problem number one is that if you just have the random seat sticking out, it kind of just looks fun. The other option is the roll cage. I guess kind of nice to have that for safety. I think I'm going to incorporate a little bit of a roll cage. There's still going to be the need for a metal structure in behind here, but just aesthetics wise, I want to keep this as much as possible. This whole how it flows here. The other problem that it's going to solve is the intake problem. So this allows me to suck in some fresh air from back here. We would get a lot more fresh air than the stock system. The stock system basically has fresh air coming through the front, down these two tubes, into the hull, just basically in the cavity of the hull. And then from there, it just kind of sucks it in. But there's no direct link between the two, and then it sucks it in through the air box. And then after the air box, then it finally gets to the engine. So I think this is going to be a more free-flowing solution. Plus, I did mention turbo earlier. So that is the other thing that this kind of helps. So if you can imagine this all closed in on the sides. So this offers up a lot more room to add a turbo, whether it be over here or back here. It just opens up a lot more possibilities. I was looking at this that I showed you guys earlier that's going to be right here, but I think it would be worthwhile to buy a second one. So something like that. So if you remember two things, I was telling you the seat was about 33 inches, so that extra 3 inches. So this would bring it pretty close to the top of the seat. And then maybe something like this is what's kind of catching some of that air. Plus it finishes it off. It's a stock piece. The lines work, all of that. So I'm super pumped. If I can pull this off, this is gonna look killer. It doesn't end there. I need to show you guys from the back. Oh, I don't know if the camera does it justice, man, but it looks sick from here. Envision this would all be closed in, glassed in, and then in here, this could be just open plexiglass. Little peek through, see the engine. And then this would all be closed in. Yeah. Woo! Okay, yeah, I'm pumped now that I see this. Right. This is a great start. This is an exciting start. I think I just want to show you guys one last thing before ending this video, and that's the steering situation, to tell you what I'm kind of envisioning there and what I'm trying to make work. That is something that's not quite going according to plan, according to my vision. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but let me show you guys. All right, so this is what I've got left of the handlebars. Wiring harness is still attached. Throttle, IBR, and start-stop button. Roughly speaking, this is going to be the seating position. So you want the steering wheel kind of here at the most, I think, not anywhere. That's too far. Small steering wheel's kind of like the obvious choice, but I love the yoke style. Yoke style is going to lend itself better to the finger controls, which I'm still going to use here on the steering yoke anyway. So I'd like to utilize all of this, and maybe, yeah, that's the piece of MDF that I was sitting on, just decided to let go. All right, so yeah. Again, gonna be sitting a little bit taller than this, but I'll finish explaining from this position. So I want to utilize this. So if this is sitting in here, and then maybe I chop these off, and essentially what I'd like in the end is to be able to hold on to the same hand grip, the same control, but it would be in the yoke. So maybe I utilize the same piece of plastic, like I said, chop this up, flip it around, and then with some aluminum and fiberglass magic, I can turn this back into one piece. And then that's going to be looking a bit more factory as well. So that's the vision. You want to see this piece of MDF? There it is. There's the seat. Hopefully the Amazon seat I ordered is a little bit stronger than this. Yes! It's gonna be awesome! First cut, I mean, I don't know. There's no going back. I don't know. After I packed it in, went and hung out with the kids. We had a movie night. We watched Super Mario. By the way, awesome, so nostalgic. I was born in the 80s, so very nostalgic. Loved it. This project is just kind of like always on my mind. You know, I'm curious, okay, well, what's going to happen the next time I cut this? And, you know, what's that going to look like? And so that's really been fun. So after they went to bed, I said, okay, I just got to head out in the garage just a little bit. And then next thing you know, I was here for another 2 hours working in my moccasins and my robe. Anyway, here I am. So I'm back here. Next day. Why am I saying all this? I just want to let you guys know, if you're new to this channel, or even if you've been here for a while, I don't don't claim to be an expert on any of this. I don't actually know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it for the first time. So as this project has been inspiring to me and has helped me, I hope that I can kind of do the same and inspire you guys to go tackle a project like this where, yeah, you might have to cut a little bit of plastic. Don't look at this as a how-to. This is, hey man, I'm figuring it out as I go. Thanks for coming along on the journey. You know, that being said, like, subscribe, all the stuff that helps the channel. All right, back to this. Looking at the hand grip position. There's a couple of goals here, right? Unique look. I'm trying to keep it, to say that I'm trying to get it to keep it look stock sounds like boring. Like, obviously this is it's going to be better than stock. I want it to look like maybe this would be a BRP prototype or something like that. So I've tried to reuse a lot of components. I know a company like BRP would love, if they were to produce something like this, they would want to reuse as many molds as possible, right? To cut costs down. All that said, I'm trying to cut as little as possible, cutting along some factory lines. That's what I've been doing with the handlebars, but it created a problem. It meant a really steep angle on my wrists, which just wasn't comfortable and wasn't going to work. So aesthetically, it worked best that way, and I could really graft it in and it would be seamless, but it wasn't going to be comfortable, and had to really rotate the hands in so that you don't necessarily want the straight wrist either. I found that the most comfortable is when the wrist was in just a little bit. So that is the goal. That just means a little more trimming, and the narrower grip doesn't seem to be too bad of an issue either. It seems pretty comfortable in there. I like that. So let's cut some more. Let's go. A lot of hacking, a lot of cutting, a lot of taping, a lot of hot gluing in order to piece together this vision. So obviously none of that is permanent. It's just to kind of see, visualize, and make sure it's gonna work. And so far, I could not be happier as far as utilizing the pieces and repurposing them. Everything is working out amazing, and I am so stoked with how this is turning out. So let me show you. I mean, look at how sick this is going to be. So that's a pretty decent spot here. Feels pretty good. And then check this out. I mean, full center console that I could still use. I mean, why not? Speedometer is going here. I was thinking that the gauge was going to be built into the wheel here, or my original vision. I didn't think that this was all gonna work out. And then since I had the gauge cluster, I thought, well, let's try it with this guy. And yep, that's gonna work too. So really stoked about that. So this is how I cut the other pieces, which are behind me right now. They were cut here. So I wasn't sure. This again was in the spirit of keeping as much as possible, but I think what's going to end up happening is this is going to be chopped off here, just to give that little extra legroom. Unfortunately, the desk post, or the key, was right here, and I chopped it off, and now it's right behind my head. At first, I was like, shit, should have kept it, but wouldn't have worked anyway. Like I said, this side, this should be flush too. That's what's going to look best, and be a bit more functional. And then as far as up here, you know, a couple of things. If I draw an imaginary line from here to there, you could see I can make that cut, and then that'll kind of blend that in up there. Same thing. On this side, all of this here is going to have to go, right? And then chop it down like that. And then what I figure is maybe a flat piece of stainless or aluminum that's going to sit on top here, hit the center point here, and then with a bend come up and then do the same thing on the other side. That'll provide the structure up top for holding that. This would be like screwed in here, and then the whole thing's going to be fiberglassed over in the end. So yeah, you can see here that's the plug sticking out, so we've got the cover. So you know, the new yoke is going to be a lot taller. It's going to come up here, but I'm still going to bring it in and make sure it's got like a little bit of that point here. I want to keep that. But as far as range goes, that works. Still room for the finger controls, and then same thing on this side with the throttle. It's a little close. I mean, ideally I would have liked the whole steering wheel out a little further away from this, but it's just, yeah, it is what it is. So ergonomically it's fairly decent. Got rid of the big elbow bends, or sorry, the big wrist bends, you know, that had me using it this way earlier. So now you can see that's pretty straight. So super pumped about that. And then behind me, you'll see that's kind of where the new intake is going to be, and that's going to suck in. And then I've got that piece there. Yep. It's going to be sick. I'm pumped. So if it's your first time here, welcome. As you will see, most of the videos on this channel have all been sledding related. But the grand vision for this channel is to be about all kinds of toys. You guys have most likely seen some kind of water go-kart thing on YouTube before. There's a company out of Florida that makes kits for these. But my intent is to make my own, a truly DIY version. I'm gonna have my own design on the top. I've got a couple of surprises there. So that's mainly it. We're gonna start with figuring this out, see if I can build my own. The main thing we're gonna have to do is build a new gas tank out of aluminum. I have a little bit of experience welding. I've never welded aluminum or TIG welded, so maybe I'm gonna have to learn a little bit of that. But yeah, follow along, come along with the journey. We're gonna convert this to the water go-kart, and then once that is done and tested, then who knows, maybe we'll do some power mods next. This is the 900 Ace engine, naturally aspirated. It's actually the same engine that's in my Mach Z, except that is turbocharged. So actually Dave at Hurricane tells me that he can get it over 300 horse. Now that is in a sled with some good fresh air coming in. Obviously in a watercraft like this, that's a different story. You don't have nearly as free-flowing of an intake as on there, so I'm not expecting over 300 horsepower on this guy, but I would absolutely love to throw a turbo on, see what kind of extra power we can get out of this. And then once we got the power upgrades, then who knows, maybe we do a hull upgrade and then we start jumping some rapids in the river, having some real fun. I don't know, we'll see where this project takes us. Thanks again, follow along, subscribe, see you in the next one.